Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arun Shah, branch CY, library number 23 CY1517, section Calculus. The subject today is principles of programming and the topic is decision control and looping statements in C. Decision control and looping statements in C. In C programming, decision control and looping statements are fundamental constructs that allow developers to write efficient and dynamic code. These constructs enable programs to make choices, repeat actions, and control the flow of execution based on specific conditions. Use of decision control statements in C. In a programming language, we must perform various tasks based on the conditions available to us. For instance, let us consider an online website. Whenever someone enters the wrong password or ID, it will display an error page, while if they enter the correct credentials, then the website will display them a welcome page. Thus, there might be some type of logic here that checks the available conditions, password and ID. If the conditions return to be true, then it will perform the assigned task, in this case, displaying the welcome page, or else it will perform a very different task, in this place, displaying the error page. When we use the decision control statements, we can to control the flow of any program with us in such a way that it gets to execute some statements on the basis of an available condition outcomes. The condition can go true or false. Condition statements: if else. The if statement is the simplest form of decision control statements that is frequently used in decision making. The syntax is given below. If else, it allows the program to execute different blocks of code based on a specified condition. The syntax is given as follows. Conditional statements: if else if, switch case. The if else statements to test conditional conditions apart from the initial test expression. The switch case is a multi-way decision statement that is a simplified version of an if-else block that evaluates only one variable. Syntax of both of the condition statements are given as follows. Let's take an example of if statement. Use. This statement is one of the very simplest form of decision control statements. We often use it in the case of simple decision making cases in the C language. Example. Here in this program, the compiler will accept a number provided by the user as an input and will generate an output accordingly. Here we have also give the expression n greater than 100. It means that the number given by the user is higher than the value of 100. Then only we will get the message as the output. Else this statement will be skipped once and for all. Output. Thus, case 1. If x equals to 300, the output generated here will be high. You have entered a comparatively higher number. Case 2. If x equals to 50, the compiler will skip the statement high. You have entered a comparatively high number. Iterative statements: for, while, do while loops. For loop executes a block of code a specified number of times with a counter variable that is incremented or decremented. While loop. The while loop provides a mechanism to repeat one or more statements while a particular condition is true. In while loop, the condition is tested before any of the statements in the statement blocks is executed. It will execute as long as the condition is true. Do while loop. The do while loop is similar to the while loop. The test condition is tested at the end of the loop. Now that the test condition is tested at the end, this clearly means that the body of the loop is executed at least once, even if the condition is false. Nested loops. Loops can be nested within other loops, allowing for more complex control structures and data processing. Common applications. Nested loops are often used for tasks like matrix manipulation, searching, multi-dimensional errors, and generating complex patterns. Nested if. When the condition X is true, we get a resultant statement X. When it is false, then the program automatically checks for the condition Y. When the condition Y is true, an execution of the statement Y takes place. When the condition Y also fails, then the error else part occurs. Break and continue statements. Break. In C, the break statement is used to terminate the execution of the nearest enclosing loop in which it appears. Allows you to exit a loop prematurely, useful for handling exceptional cases of errors. Syntax is given as follows. Continue. When the compiler encounters a continue statement, then the rest of the statements in the loop are skipped and the control is unconditionally transferred to the loop continuation portion of the nearest loop. Goto statement. The goto statement is used to transfer control to a specified label. However, the label must reside in the same function and can appear only before one statement in the same function. Here, label is an identifier that specifies the place where the branch is to be met. Label can be any valid variable name that is followed by a colon. The label is placed immediately before the statement where the control has to be transferred. The label can be placed anywhere in the program, either before or after the goto statement. Syntax. There are two: forward jump and backward jump. In forward jump, we specify goto label first and the label statements after. In the backward jump, we do it opposite. We specify label statements first and goto label later. Infinite loops and termination conditions. Infinite loops. Loops that never terminate, potentially causing problems to hang or crash. Terminate conditions. Carefully designed conditions that ensure loops will eventually stop executing. Practical applications and best practices. Efficiency. Optimize loop structure for performance, avoid unnecessary iterations, and leverage language specific features. Readability. Use meaningful variable names, add comments, and follow established coding conventions. Robustness. Handle edge cases, validate inputs, and ensure loops have appropriate termination conditions. Thank you. I hope you like the presentation, found informative.